Young and free, young and free, young and free. This is what it feels like. 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 Feels like. Feels like. Feels like. This is what it feels like. When you're thinking of me, when you're thinking of me. This is what it feels like. To be young and free, young and free, young and free. This is what it feels like. When you're thinking of me, when you're thinking of me. This is what it feels like. To be young and free, young and free, young and free. What it feels
What's up, everybody? It's Mo. I'm back. I just wanted to talk about, Real Madrid. We haven't been online for a while. Everybody's busy, especially for the holidays, So everybody's, visiting family, hanging out with family. Some people have some special occasions to deal with. So I'm here to talk about, my team and the drama that's going on with my team. We did win this weekend. We won 2-1. Rodrigo scored in his second game in a row, which I'm very happy for. I love to see Rodrigo playing well because lately he was before Champions League last week. He went like 32 games or so without scoring a goal. So it's good to see him in form. I'm really not really convinced about Real Madrid right now. I know we still have a lot of issues to go through. We have injury issues. We have suspensions. We just have a lot of problems going on with Real Madrid. And I've gone online and I've seen people really go after Xabi Alonso. And I don't think you can blame Xabi Alonso. I mean, he's working with what he has. He wants the team to play a certain way, and certain players do not want to play a certain way that he wants them to play. So you really can't blame a coach when he's telling you, hey, this is how you need to play. This is how I want you guys to play. But then when it gets on the pitch, they're not doing what he wants them to do. Like, the only thing I know, people are saying that it's Xabi Alonso's fault. The only thing I can really give Xabi Alonso is sometimes his personnel selections and his substitutions. But in a way, I can understand why he's making those substitutions and making those personnel selections. It's because we have injuries. Carvajal is still injured. Trent has been in and out of the lineup with injuries. Mendy is still injured. Carreras is suspended. Hoyson just came back from injury. He didn't even play the whole game this weekend, but he just came back from injury. Rudiger is in and out of the lineup because of injury. Asensio isn't our best center back or best choice for center back. Alaba is still injured. Camavinga is in and out of the lineup because of injury. I mean, even Mbappe, that's playing all these games and scoring all these goals, he's been playing with a knock or two. So I really can't blame it. But people want to go after the coach, and they're saying, well, we need to get rid of Xabi Alonso. Well, who are we going to replace Xabi Alonso with? People are saying Klopp is not coming back to coach. Klopp is content with what he's doing right now. Even if Klopp decided to come back, the same thing that Xabi Alonso is going through right now, Klopp will be going through. Because we have players, like I said, that want to play a certain way. There's so many egos in this team. There's so many people that are trying to do too much instead of just playing a role. The difference between having that Ronaldo squad with Benzema, Bale, Marcelo, Toni Kroos, Modric, Casemiro, Ramos, Varane, and when Varane left, it was Militao and Carvajal. When we had all of these players, we all knew who was the best player. There weren't any egos. No matter how, the only person we could say that really had an ego on that squad was Cristiano. But everybody on that squad knew he was the best player. Everybody on that squad knew that we are playing for Ronaldo. And Ronaldo played for his teammates too. Let's not even front. Ronaldo defended. I know we want to talk about the goal scoring, but if you really go back and watch those games, Ronaldo defended, especially when we played against Barcelona, Atletico. Shoot, even when we used to face Bayern Munich in Champions League, when we were going at them, we saw Cristiano Ronaldo defend. We saw Cristiano Ronaldo put in effort. Cristiano fought for the team, and that's why the team fought for him. People always want to talk about, all these new players when they get this spotlight, then they feel like, oh no, I just got to worry about attacking. I don't need to defend. No, you need to do both. You need to do both, not just one. And so everybody in that squad knew Cristiano Ronaldo was the best player. He was the man. The goal was to make sure that we got Cristiano the ball so he could score. Why? Because he was the best goal scorer. He was better than Benzema. He was better than Bale. He was better than everybody on our squad. There was nobody on the squad that was a better goal scorer than him. So even though Benzema was playing striker, to be honest with you, Benzema, even though he was a striker, he was really our playmaker up top. He was the one that created chances for Cristiano Ronaldo. If you go back and you watch those games, it was Benzema that was the one that was really providing a lot of goal assists for Cristiano. But and then I always liked Benzema, so I was never getting on him for missing chances or not scoring a lot of goals. Mind you, even though he was missing chances and not scoring a lot of goals, he scored while Cristiano was scoring 30 to 40 goals a game. Benzema at least scored more than 10. I can't think off the bat how many he averaged when Cristiano was there, but he averaged more than between 10 to 15. I think he actually averaged at least 15 goals. And then when Cristiano left, what happened? The goal scoring picked up. Why? Because we needed a goal scorer. And he was the best player on our team. He was better than Vinny. He was better than Rodrigo. He was better than Modric. He was better than Kroos. And mind you, those players I just mentioned are fantastic players. But Benzema was the best player on that squad. And not only that, even though he was the best player on that squad, he defended. He pressed. He did whatever he could to make sure our team won. That's why we won Champions League. Because we had him, we had Kroos, we had Modric, and we had those players that were keeping all of the young players in check. People want to say, yeah, Vinny, he was a part of the squad that won us Champions League. Yes, but he wasn't the reason why we won. In that Liverpool game, he played terrible. At one point in the game, I was like, is Trent really locking up Vinny? But he scored the winning goal. So that's why everybody's saying, oh yeah, it's Vinny. But let's be real. The main engine, the main character, the main leader, the playmaker for our team, the one that was telling Vinny and Rodrigo and and Bellingham and all of these players to make runs. It was Tony Cruz. And we don't have a deep line playmaker. We have holding midfielders. We have playmaking defenders. I mean, midfielders that can go forward and create something. But we don't have a deep line playmaker. And what we mean by a deep line playmaker is is a midfielder that sits back, that actually sits back closer to where the defenders are and play makes from there. We don't have that. We had that with Tony Cruz, but every other team has that. Every other team has that. Barcelona, they have De Jong, and him and Pedri pair up really nice. So you have a deep line playmaker, then you have your midfielder, your regular midfielder playmaker. You have when you look at Bayern Munich, Kimmich. Kimmich used to be a right back. Now he's a CDM, and he's their deep line playmaker. If you go to Arsenal, they have Zubamendi. If you go to City, they have, well, Rodri's injured, but they have the new kid. I think is Nico. He's been starting for them. So we don't have anybody. We have Tchouaméni, but he's not a deep line playmaker. He's more of an enforcer, a person that breaks up plays and defends really well. Arda Güler is not a deep line playmaker. He's not making any plays from the halfway line. He's not, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not who he is. Bellingham is the same player. Arda Güler. They have different attributes. They're better than each other in certain aspects, but they're not sitting in the back and trying to pick out passes. I mean, so that's some things we have to work on. I think we have, not only that, I think we have a lot of egos. I mean, if you're a Real Madrid fan, then you heard what Benzema said. There are too many people on the squad that are trying to do too much, that have too many egos, that think that they are better than they are. He called out players specifically. Bellingham. He says Bellingham, he's a playmaker. He's not a goal scorer. So he should concentrate on being a playmaker, a midfielder. Mbappe, he needs to do better at being a number 9, because that, even though that is not your ideal position, you don't even like playing it. I get it, but you have to learn how to play it if you're going to be on this team. Vinny has to be better at being a winger. He's not. This is the thing about a lot of. I don't even think they're Real Madrid fans anymore. I think soccer fans, specifically Real Madrid fans, are becoming like basketball fans. When you go watch basketball, people are not going because a lot of people are not going because they like the team. They're going because their favorite player is on the team. And I think that's a lot of Real Madrid fans now. I don't know how it is with other players. When I notice other, because I have friends that are, as you can see on our panel, we have people that are Arsenal fans, Man U fans. All of us, we know Barca fans. We know fans that are Tottenham fans and all that. And when they talk about their team, they're not talking about one particular person. They're always talking about their team as a whole. When I listen to Real Madrid fans, it's not even like they're Real Madrid fans. They're more either Mbappe fans, Vinny fans, and that's really the only two that I've really noticed. I'm a Real Madrid fan. I could care less about the players. And it sounds weird, but I could care less about the players. If the players aren't performing for my team, I'm not supporting them. It's that plain and simple. I am not supporting them. If they are playing terribly, I'm not going to stick up for them. I'm gonna call them out. I'm going to let it be known, like, I don't like the way that they're playing. I mean, the fact that we can't even, as Real Madrid fans, we can't even say, "Hey, this person is playing really bad." Like, Vinny had 2.5 good seasons for Real Madrid. He's been at Real Madrid since he was 16, 17. No, sorry, 18. 17, 18, I believe. Vinny's been in Real Madrid since he was like 17, 18. Vinny is now, 24, I believe? 24, 25, around that age. So he's been at Real Madrid for roughly about a good 6, 7 years. He's had more bad games for Real Madrid. He's had more bad seasons for Real Madrid than good. Let's be honest. I know people don't like to hear it, but it's true. It's true. He's had more bad seasons for Real Madrid than good. People forget those seasons where where Benzema was telling Mendy, he was like, "Look, stop passing him the ball. He's playing for the other team." Not literally, but he was playing so bad that giving him the ball was always a mistake. It was Benzema and Toni Kroos that actually reeled him in and had him playing better. When he was number 27, you remember? When he was number 27, he was not playing well. It wasn't until later in that season that when we won, then we was like, "Oh, okay." When we were winning and we were playing better, we're like, okay, we're playing better. We're playing better. That's when it started. Then he got the number 7, and then he started playing better and better and better. Then we won Champions League. Then we won Champions League again. And then after we won Champions League, and after Toni Kroos left, our whole team went to Champions. Our whole team went to Champions. He has not had a good season since Toni Kroos left, which was 2 seasons ago. So last season, he didn't have a good season. I don't care what anybody said. He did not have a good season. If you go back and look at how he played, he had moments. He didn't have good. And the moments, it didn't matter for nothing. When we really needed him, he didn't show up. He played against Arsenal. He was non-existent. Barcelona, he was non-existent. All those times we got massacred by Barcelona, he was non-existent. He was non-existent. And I don't like people talking about people are being racist toward him. It's not. And it's getting to we're getting into a world where you can't even call people out for having bad games without people talking about you hate the person. Why can't it just be from what we see in our eyes? You aren't playing well. You're not playing well. From what our eyes are telling us, you're not playing well. And that has nothing to do with Xabi Alonso. That has nothing to do with Xabi Alonso. That has everything to do with the personnel on the pitch. Valverde is another one. Valverde hasn't had a good season in 2 years either. I mean, let's be real. And I think he played well under Xabi Alonso in midfield because we would just sit back, allow teams to do whatever they wanted to do, and then when we get the ball, we hit the counter. But under Xabi, where I believe you have to be extremely technical. Like with this how Xabi wants you to play, you have to be extremely technical from what I see. If you go back and look at Leverkusen, all of those players, especially in midfield, were very technically sound. They knew when to pass, they knew when to dribble, they knew when to let go of the ball, they knew when to make runs, they knew when to do the 1-2, pop, 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 pop. And this Real Madrid squad is struggling with that. And it's making me feel, and I know I'm just overthinking it, but it's making me feel like we're not as technically sound as I thought we were. Because when you see Arsenal play, they can pass in tight spaces. When you see Barcelona play, they can pass in tight spaces. Bayern Munich, Man City, they can all pass in tight spaces. That's why we're so bad at getting through low blocks. When it comes to tight spaces, we're not the best in passing to it. The best position Valverde has been playing under Xabi Alonso is right back. It is right back. That's the best position that he's played under. In midfield, Valverde looks lost. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sorry. And I love Valverde, man. But when he plays in Xabi Alonso's system in midfield, when he's in midfield, he looks lost. If you go back, all his bad games are him in midfield. His best games are when he's playing right back. Why? Because he's playing out wide. He gets the whip crosses in from the wide position, and he actually gets to be in a lot. I think he's in a lot better attacking positions when he's playing right back, because he's more playing like a wing back than he is playing like a right back. Because whoever is playing the right center back position moves over to right back position, and it's more like we're playing like three in the back. And sometimes if Chouameni's playing, he'll drop into the center back position. But we have a lot of players that are not just playing well. Vinny has not had a good season. We're talking about, it's Xabi Alonso's fault for Vinny playing bad. Vinny was playing bad under Ancelotti. Vinny was playing bad under Ancelotti. So this isn't a Xabi Alonso fault. This isn't an issue about Xabi Alonso. This is an issue about Vinny. Now, Vinny did come out and he told Perez that, hey, I just haven't been healthy. My body hasn't been healthy. Okay. If that's the case, then okay. I'm not going to let you slide because you're on the pitch. If you're not healthy, don't play. If you're not healthy, don't play. If you think your performance is going to hinder the team, don't play. But once you step foot on the pitch, all those excuses go out the window. You can't keep relying on that. And the fact that these players have Xabi Alonso on the hot seat for at least the next 3-4 games is messed up. I'm going to say it. I think it's messed up. No other team have put their coaches in a bad situation like Real Madrid players had. Man U players may not even like the way that Ruben likes to play, but they are constantly trying to play, and you could tell they are constantly trying to play the way that this man wants them to play. Arsenal, it took them a while, but they started playing the way Arteta wants them to play. Barcelona is the same way. When Barcelona first got Flick, they were bad. They weren't bad to the extent of like they were going coming in third or fourth, or they were just but for their standard, they were bad. If you remember that first season, we beat them. We were beating them, and teams were beating them because they had to get used to playing with that high line. Then the next year, what happened? They came and they bossed the whole La Liga. But the thing was that the players gave in to, not even, I'm not going to say gave in because it makes it seem like they were fighting back and they finally just gave up. No, the players bought in to Flick's system. And now look at them. Now look at them. They look almost unstoppable. So our problem is that the players don't want to buy into Xabi Alonso's plan. And I don't think you should get rid of Xabi Alonso. I think if Real Madrid get rid of Xabi Alonso, it will be the biggest mistake that they've ever made. It will be, remember when Real Madrid got rid of Makelele? It will be one of those type of situations. That's what this coaching situation would be. It would be one of those situations when Real Madrid got rid of Makelele because we just didn't want to pay. And once we got rid of Makelele, what happened? We became a shell of ourselves. We had Zidane, we had Ronaldo, we had Beckham, we had all of these players, but we weren't winning nothing. Why? Because we got rid of a quality CDM, actually one of the best CDMs in the world at that time. And where did he go? To Chelsea. And what did he do in Chelsea? He ended up winning in Chelsea. So I believe that they should not get rid of Xabi Alonso. That would be the biggest mistake that they would make. If anything, you need to go and listen to what Xabi Alonso needs. Whatever Xabi Alonso needs, you need to do it, unless it's outrageous. But if he says, "Hey, I need a number 9," get it for him. If he says, "Hey, I need another midfielder that's going like a Stella." When he said he wanted Zubamendi, we should have gone for him also. I'm hearing now that Real Madrid are in talks to try to get Man U's left back / right back Delot. I think Delot, yeah. Which I'm not even mad at because this season with and I know what position he's going. He's going to play right back. He's going to play right back. Why? Because we need a right back. I don't think Carvajal will be coming back, especially anytime soon, because he's just injury prone now. He's injury prone now. Same thing goes with Trent. Trent came to Real Madrid and started getting injured. How many times was he injured in Liverpool? He's injured every week in Real Madrid. So yeah, I'm not even. I don't think this whole thing with Xabi Alonso. I think that would be the biggest mistake. I think that would be the biggest mistake. Vinny has lost that contract. That contract he was fighting for. That's how you know. That's how you know how bad you're playing. That's how you know how bad you're playing. And that means you've been playing bad for a while. Then he didn't just start playing bad this season under Xabi Alonso. It started last season with Ancelotti. People don't want to bring that up. People don't think that Vinny has an ego. He's changed. I'm not going to say he's changed. He's doing better over the past couple of games. He had an assist this weekend. Impressive. I mean, I'm not even going to say impressive because for the type of quality that especially people believe and he believes, until that assist, he wasn't doing anything in that game. People were blaming Mbappe for Vinny's bad performances. Mbappe didn't even play Champions League against City. Vinny was a no-show. I've always said Rodrigo is better than him. I've always said Vinny is it? I said Rodrigo is more technical than Vinny. I said Rodrigo is a better goal scorer than Vinny. I even say that Rodrigo is a better dribbling than Vinny. But people look at me and look at me like I'm crazy, like I don't know what I'm talking about. This is proving the point. Even though Rodrigo hasn't scored in a lot of games, when he plays, he looks more effective than Vinny. He looks more effective than Vinny. Rodrigo can score with either foot. He can play on the right and the left. He scores. He can actually, if you give him the opportunity, he scores goals. He just needs he needs a. If you give him a clear cut chance, he's scoring. Vinny, not so much. Not so much. And that's why I'm like, that's why when I look at it, I'm like, do y'all really be watching? Do y'all really be watching these games, or do you guys just watch highlights, or you guys just like a player so much that you're just blind to the fact? I think Rodrigo should be starting. I never wanted Rodrigo to be. If you ask me who, if you ask me, hey, between Vinny, Rodrigo, and Mbappe, you can only keep two. One has to leave. You have to sell one. I'm selling Vinny. I'm selling Vinny. I'm sorry. I know that a lot of people don't want to hear it, but I am. I am. Rodrigo's a better passer than Vinny. Rodrigo's a better dribbler than Vinny. Rodrigo's a better goal scorer than Vinny. Rodrigo is just an all-around better player than Vinny. Even his effort, I like his effort more than I like Vinny's effort. Rodrigo can play striker, like legit play striker. The goal that he scored, that was a striker. That was striker mentality. Yes, it came from Vinny. Vinny, like I said, Vinny has moments, but he doesn't have games. You don't see him bossing a whole game. You see him bossing moments in the game. Just like this weekend, he didn't have a good game. The reason why he had the rating that he had was because of the assists. That was it. Before and after the assist, where was he? He wasn't there no more. So, as a Real Madrid fan, like I said, Xabi Alonso should not. I would be so disappointed if they fired Xabi Alonso. I would be so disappointed because you could see what Xabi. If you're really watching the games, especially at the beginning of the game, you can see what he's trying to do. And it's not his fault that it's not being applied in the games. Xabi Alonso can't go on the pitch and play the game for him. So, I mean, look, Real Madrid have to do better. We have to also get our injury situations under control. I don't know what's going on with all these injuries. It just seems like this is almost as worse as last season's injuries. So I think that we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. I think once things start to really shape up, I think we'll be fine. To be honest with you, I don't know about if we're going to. I don't know if we're going to win anything this season. If we do, it might be like a cup or something like that. But it's until I can see a change, and I mean when I say change, I mean a consistent change. I don't know. I really don't know what to think about how our season is going to be. So we'll be out. Well, at least I'll be back this week talking more about the games. Or maybe not. It's almost Christmas, and I don't know if there are going to be any more games. I think we have a cup game. I'm not sure. I have to check. No, we do have a cup game this week. So I'll come back. I'm going to watch the game, and I'm most likely to come back about my thoughts on that also. So stay tuned. Box Seats, Beyond the 90. This is Mo. Peace.